happy hour hang. How is everyone feeling? How is everyone doing? This is officially the first live on my new phone. So let me know if it looks better, sounds better. I don't know. Let's see if the new iPhone really does make a difference. I see Jonna is in here, Lorelai is in here, Reggie, Jenny is in here, Robert is in here as well, Gabriella, hello, Diana, Nicole is in here too. Oh my gosh, I owe Amy Underwood an email. Marie is in here, Jody is in here, Joy is in here, hello. Looks like much better definition to the picture. Okay, yay. So maybe it is making a difference. Maybe Apple did not lie and the camera really is that much better. Oh, it does look better. Okay, slay. You know what? I needed that. I at least needed this little bit of reassurance. Hi, Robert. Marie, I just saw you asking, hi, Kelda. Hello. Thanks for popping in before going off to bed. I appreciate you so much. And Peyton also just popped in. Jules, so glad that you're here as well, especially after last week. You guys, last week was a doozy. Members know I was keeping them updated and we had our members only live on Tuesday. Hi, my love. So I'm like, where do I even begin? So last week was just crazy. I was dealing with some travel issues from obviously everything that was going on with the shutdown. I was supposed to get back to LA last Monday. My flight ended up being canceled, so I had to spend an extra day in Austin. That was happening also in the midst of my family suffered a loss. My great uncle, my Opa is what I called him, my Omi and Opa. My Opa sadly passed away on Monday as well, which just, you know, I don't care what anyone says. Loss is loss, whether they're older or not. Just, you know, a very sad time for my family and I. I loved him so much. Actually, I was joking with my great aunt that I will miss him the last couple times, I guess, as I got older, that I would go and I would visit them and I would stay with them. I would always be in charge of breakfast and everyone would always give him a hard time that he was picky. But like whenever I made his eggs, even if they weren't perfect, he would still tell me that they were perfect. You know what I mean? And he was just the absolute sweetest. He loved the Cowboys, loved football. I feel like my sister and I always just made him giggle with like all of our shenanigans. Loved himself a good glass of Riesling. Honestly, I will never forget too, like once I started drinking, I told them how I liked Riesling. And then like the next time I came to their house, they had like 10 bottles of this one specific Riesling that I loved. Like he was just truly the absolute best. I know these just seem like silly memories, but these are just things that pop up whenever I think about him. And, you know, obviously have been flooded with a lot of memories in the past week. And then on top of that, my TikTok was hacked, as I saw Marie bring up in the chat. I do not know how it happened. It happened really fast. I was out of town. Obviously, I was at a film festival doing social media content, and within minutes, the people who hacked my account were able to get in with the two-step auth. I don't know if they got into my email or what, but they were able to get into my account despite having a two-step auth on there, and they were able to change my email attached, changed my phone number, they changed the username, and I was completely logged out and locked out within minutes. And I have not been able to get it back. So I was able to get one contact of somebody who worked at TikTok. If you see the members talking about Jules, her name was Jules. That Jules did not help me. Got the contact info for another Jules. Still have not heard back from her. I'm actually going to go have dinner with the friend who put me in contact with her. So I'm hoping Jules number 2 can come through. I don't know. Really, really unfortunate. It really, really blows. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know what to do. I have done everything on my end. I have done all of the things that have been suggested to me. TikTok customer service is incredibly difficult because it's obviously all AI, it's all robots. So, you know, it just sends you one way to do things. And if you don't fit into one of those categories, no one can help you. So it's just really challenging. And, you know, Lorelai, I don't even know if reporting it helps because the people who hacked it, they changed the username, but my photo and my bio are still the same. So if you were following me on TikTok before, you can go through and you'll see my picture is still there. My bio is still there. My old content is still there. I mean, they have been posting like crazy. They're posting TikTok shop videos trying to, sell Christmas decor. And they've really been posting a ton. So they've really tried to bury my old content. That's what someone was telling me about that today, about getting them for impersonation. I'm like at a loss. Honestly, I cannot lie to you guys. I'm normally like the most positive girly. You guys know I find the positive in just about everything. Like I am almost someone who has toxic positivity at times. Hi, Carissa. Hi, Care Bear Gratitude. But I am struggling to see the positivity in this. I am starting to feel a little defeated, mainly because, I just don't know what to do. Some people have told me, like, you have to have patience. Sometimes it can take a while. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to hold on to that. I'm still hoping that maybe one of these contacts will be able to help me, or something will come through. But yeah, just really unfortunate. I know I wish I could have gotten verified, Jonna. That would have made things definitely easier. My Instagram is now verified, so that is good. Just like, and you're right, Joy. The positive is that you wanted to revamp your social. Joy, literally, get out of my head. Get out of my head, Joy. That is actually, what I've been thinking. I have been wanting to pivot away from pop culture and celebrity on like my personal socials, not YouTube. But as far as like TikTok and Instagram, I've really been wanting to lean more into like lifestyle and the social media management that I've been doing for other businesses and people, and kind of show more day in the life stuff. But obviously, it's easy for me to fall into that creature of habitness, and this is my comfort zone. My comfort zone is pop culture and celebrity. My comfort zone is not putting myself out there. So you're right, Joy. That is the silver lining, that like maybe this is the universe's way of being like, girl, go. Girl, go. We're forcing you. We're kicking you. We're kicking you in the butt. And if that's the case, I'll embrace it wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? Like that is exactly the way to look at it. Diana said, I'm so sorry, Madison. I know how hard you worked, but yes, maybe you can find a way to turn it into a positive. And if anyone can, it's you. Oh, thank you. No, I really am trying. My biggest problem with my lost account is my face is not on the videos. You should be able to prove, right? You would think so. Hailey hacking my account, literally. So we'll see. I obviously was like hoping to revamp the content, not starting at ground zero, but if we have to, we have to, and we will pick ourselves up by the bootstraps as we always do. and we will be fine. We will persevere. Again, in the grand scheme, you know, truthfully, of everything my family is going through, a TikTok account is not the biggest problem, you know? Obviously being together, health, you know, we're just going, there's just a lot of things, you know? So a hacked TikTok account, I always feel like very superficial talking about it when I feel like we have like very serious other things going on. But it is my work, it is happening, and I know all of y'all followed me on TikTok. So that is not a collab. I was in fact hacked, and actively working to try to get that back and get that figured out. So last week, I am so sorry that I had to cancel both of our happy hour hangs. Y'all know I absolutely hate doing that. But it was just a week. I kept saying, I am feeling the Mercury retrograde. Like, I am feeling it, and sometimes life just is lifing, and you know, it is what it is, but I'm so happy that y'all are here. We're back for this happy hour hang. We are coming to you live off the new phone, which y'all are saying looks better. It is a rainy day here in LA, another rainy day. We've been having a little, you know, monsoon, and it's just, we're powering through. Exactly, Jono. I mean, everyone has stuff going on. Everyone has problems. Everyone has ish. I'm just, you know, trauma dumping on y'all right now. But I just always want to be transparent, let you know where I'm at. I think that's like, I have to do that. I have to let y'all know what's going on, and just be honest with you guys. I never want anyone to think like I'm just canceling a live willy-nilly because I don't feel like it. Like, that is absolutely never the case. I always power through. I always persevere because I know this is an escape for y'all just as it is for me. But last week was just a tough week. It was just a lot going on. But let's go ahead. It's cold here too, Joy. I'm like, oh, it's wintering. And now I just saw, I have to go to Texas later this week as well. Again, midnight rain, literally, and I'm bringing the rain with me. I'm like, I'm so sorry to everyone in Texas, but it looks like the rain is going to follow me midweek. It will be warmer there, so that's good. But yeah, craziness. Thank you, Giovanna. That is so sweet. Okay, you guys, we're going to be talking about Lil Nas X, Ariana Grande, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Meghan Markle and the Kardashians, Justin and Hailey, a little Taylor and Travis update as well. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know the Met Gala theme for next year was officially announced. It is going to be costume art. So obviously, it will be May of next year, but now everyone can get started. Everyone can get, you know, thinking about what they want to do, what they're going to show up and show out in. But that is something to keep in mind for next year. Yes, the Taylor and Selena pic from her wedding that Benny Blanco posted. So cute, so sweet. We love the besties. We absolutely live, laugh, love the besties. Also, if you guys are here and you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. Also, if you're new, subscribe, stick around. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. And if we have to get a new TikTok, we have to get a new TikTok, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But now moving on, you guys, into the tea. Lil Nas X. We have a new report from Us Magazine. Lil Nas X did have a court date today to address his battery arrest. Remember, this happened a couple months ago. Lil Nas X was arrested after he was seen walking around in his underwear in LA. It was a bad situation. He ended up getting some help. Today was his first hearing. The judge actually postponed the next hearing that he has until March of next year. Lil Nas X's lawyer addressed the press after this court appearance today, saying that Lil Nas X is doing amazing, doing great things, and that everyone is super happy for him. His attorney said that they are very much looking forward to a positive resolution in this case, which they are very confident of. I'm very happy to hear this. I feel like a lot of us were worried about Lil Nas X after his arrest. I think a lot of people were worried for Lil Nas X after that video. Remember, it did come out that he was not on any substances. It appeared as though he was just going through something. And again, he posted on Instagram after and was like, that was scary, going through it, gonna get it together. It's going to be okay. And it sounds like he is doing what he needs to do in order to turn this situation around. Again, getting help, showing up to his court dates. As his lawyer said, he's doing amazing, doing great things. Everyone's happy for him. And honestly, just happy to hear it. You know, I think it's really hard to go through any difficult time, but then to go through a difficult time in the public eye when people are posting it everywhere, everyone has an opinion, everyone has a comment, everyone's offering their 2 cents. I think that's really, really difficult. So I'm happy to hear that Lil Nas X is doing great, doing what he needs to do, and that his lawyer is hoping and confident that they'll be able to get a positive outcome from this whole situation. Hi, Juliet. I'm so happy that you made it. Hello, hello. Okay, moving on to Ariana Grande, you guys. The fan that rushed Ariana Grande at the Singapore premiere for Wicked for Good. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sure you did. It was literally everywhere on the internet. But there was a guy, he goes by @PajamaMan on social media. And at the premiere for Wicked for Good, he got through the barricades, ran up on Ariana Grande, and put his arm around her to try to take a photo with her. Cynthia Erivo jumped in. I mean, Cynthia Erivo, like, went to protect Ariana at all costs. Shout out to Cynthia Erivo. And this man was doing all of this for clout, high Tamra, and views on social media. He has a history of doing this. He's done it to Katy Perry. He's done it to The Weeknd. Ariana Grande absolutely looked terrified, to Diana's point. You can see she is visibly shaken. She is visibly scared. And I don't blame her one bit. I cannot imagine being on a red carpet or just being in anywhere in general and a stranger rushes up on you and starts touching you. Like, absolutely not. I don't think anyone would welcome that behavior towards themselves. Like, that is a scary situation, especially in today's day and age. You don't know what this person is carrying. You don't know what this person's intentions are. Absolutely scary. And to find out that this guy does it for clout, clicks, and views, in my personal opinion, despicable. I am not into that. Never have been, never will be. That kind of content I don't enjoy viewing, and I don't understand why people make it. And to Jessica's point, she has always been very open about the fact that she does suffer from PTSD from what happened in Manchester. Just all around wrong, in my opinion. As of today, that man did actually get jail time in Singapore. Hi, David. He received 9 days in prison. He's there right now. The most he could get for, I think it's what they're charging him with is like causing a public disturbance or something like that. The most he could have gotten was 3 months. But the fact that he's at least getting some jail time, I think is, at least making a statement saying, hey, this is not tolerated here. Absolutely not. You cannot be doing this. This is not appropriate behavior. We don't stand for this. I would like to say I hope this makes him think twice before doing something like this again. But considering that this is this guy's entire social media persona, content, all of that, I unfortunately fear this is just going to give him more clout. This is just going to fuel his fires to keep doing this. He has not had any criminal consequences in the past, but he has been banned from stadiums and banned from certain venues where he's not allowed to come back. But as far as like actual jail time and like a criminal consequence, this is the first time that he's facing anything of that nature. The man should have gotten a month and some strong warnings. Crazy things happen even in broad daylight in public places. No, exactly. And I think I've told you guys about how when I first moved here, I saw this happen to Justin Bieber. We were at a stoplight in Beverly Hills. Justin Bieber, there was our car, one other car, and Justin Bieber's car. It was his McLaren. And we saw the girl who was in the car in front of us get out of her car at the stoplight with her phone and go up to Justin Bieber's driver's side window. It was down because he had his hand, you could see him in the rear view. Like, he had his hand out of the window like this. Let out a blood-curdling scream. Like, we were like, what's going on? Like, is this girl hurt? Like, let out a blood-curdling scream and was sticking her phone in Justin Bieber's face. And this was years ago. In broad daylight, at a stoplight in Beverly Hills. And I remember that. I was like, that is ridiculous. That is insane. That's crossing a line. Like, she didn't touch him, but she got close. This guy actually did touch Ariana Grande. He did get his hand around her. And then Cynthia intervened and her security intervened. But I'm not into this. I'm not about this. And yeah, I don't know. I really, really feel for Ariana Grande, honestly. I think that's a really scary situation, and I imagine that really does shake you to your core. And, you know, honestly, now there's consequences for everyone. Now the studio released a statement. Cynthia and Ariana are not going to do interviews at the New York premiere. They said that Cynthia lost her voice, and Ariana's not going to do interviews without Cynthia, but, you know, part of me thinks that this is... And Cynthia did an interview with Variety. She's like, you know, we've had a lot of crazy things happen. So I get the fact that they're, you know, wanting to pull back a little bit on publicity. And again, that just sucks for everyone involved, you know? I think it's unfortunate for the fans who want to show up to these premieres. I think it's unfortunate for the actors who have worked incredibly hard on this film. They're not able to celebrate it in the way that they would normally be able to. Sucks for everybody who worked on the film. It's just, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, one person can really ruin it for everybody. Colors, you're so right. People have no boundaries. And again, remember, like, it's just so crazy to me. I don't get it. I don't understand the thought process behind this, and I never will. And you know what? I'm happy I never will, because I never want to be that person. I think that is so spooky, so creepy, so inappropriate, so weird. I think it was someone from, I don't remember what Wicked co-star, but she was like, it's loser behavior. Like, it really is. It's just, yeah, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Thank you for the details. I'm serious. Okay, moving on to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. So we have some evidence, so to speak, or some of Blake Lively's defense we are now seeing. So if you were keeping up with the news last week, Justin Baldoni's legal team released some raw footage from them filming It Ends With Us that showed Blake Lively improvising a kiss. And she consistently improvised this kiss take after take. His legal team said she had complete control over this scene, and she improvised a kiss Justin Baldoni was okay. Like, Justin Baldoni didn't make a stink of it. And this is something that Blake Lively has accused Justin Baldoni of doing. But as you can see, Blake Lively did the same thing. That was the end of last week. Now we have new raw footage that has been leaked. And this is seemingly from Blake Lively's team. And it is Justin Baldoni making a joke about Blake Lively wearing a fleece onesie. He said, I think it's pretty hot. It's pretty sexy. Like, he was joking about the fact she was wearing this fleece onesie. And then he tells Blake that she has something in her teeth. He's like, is something in your teeth? And then he makes the joke saying, sorry, I missed the sexual harassment training. Now, I'm not going to lie. It does not look good that Justin Baldoni was making a joke about missing the sexual harassment training. Not good. Not good. Not great. He's making light of it. That can be interpreted in so many ways. Tabitha said you're missing context. You can look up the footage. I'm trying to summarize it the best I can. Let me make it clear. I don't think Justin Baldoni had ill intent. Okay? If you look at least based on this clip, if you look at him and Blake's text messages with one another before things went awry, they were friendly with one another. They were texting each other late. They were getting personal. They were making quips. They were making jokes. So him saying, oh, that fleece looks hot. That, again, with someone who you're comfortable with and you're friendly with, you would make that joke. Obviously, a fleece onesie looks physically hot and it's like a joke. It's not the sexiest thing. Telling someone they have something in their teeth, I don't think is really out of pocket. Joking that you missed this harassment training, depending on your relationship with the person, it might land, it might not. Again, I think that it's one of those things, it can be interpreted either way, which is why I'm just saying from Justin Baldoni's POV, it's unfortunate that that is on camera. And you've got to think of it, taking the emotion out. Think of it from a legal standpoint. If you are at trial and you see this man on camera saying this, remember, it can be presented to the jury, spliced, edited, however they want, as long as it gets submitted into evidence. And it could sway people one way or the other. It's a bad joke, but how is that proof? It's not proof of anything. But I feel like they are going to use that to speak to how things were on set. Like the vibes on set, the premise that was set, in that working environment. That's probably what, they will use it for. Now they're starting to play the game back in public. Justin Baldoni's legal team has been putting it out there. Blake Lively's team, not so much. This is the first time we're kind of seeing this fight back from her team publicly. And I think it's just going to continue the tit for tat. You guys know I've been saying that. I'm like, it is just going to be a ping pong game. And that's exactly what we're going to see until, obviously, we go to trial. We finally get resolved, and then everyone can, be done. Also, hi, Tabitha. Hello, hello. There are 2 Tabithas in the House of Hill. There can only be one. They got to Hunger Games it out. No, we want as many Tabithas as possible. Okay, moving on to Meghan Markle and the Kardashians. Let's get into this situation. So last week there was a whole debacle with Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the Kardashians. So Meghan Markle and Prince Harry attended Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. which Kris Jenner looked amazing, by the way. I know people have opinions about her facelift. I think she looks good. I'm serious. I didn't ignore it. I read it. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel like I ignored it. No. I'm sorry, girl. I'm not firing on all cylinders. Oh, congratulations. Woo! I got a lot happening up here. You got to rewind and watch the beginning. Also, happy early birthday, Maria. So Kris, I thought, looked great at her 70th birthday. I thought she looked absolutely, absolutely amazing. Like I said, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle were two of the celebrities that were there amongst a lot of people, okay? Kris and Kim both posted photos of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in their photo dumps from the night. They both posted them on Instagram. But people noticed that they were then later deleted. So Kris and Kim both have photos of Harry and Meghan in their Instagram recaps. Then a few hours later, those photos are gone. It became this huge, huge thing. Some people were saying that Meghan and Harry asked for them to be deleted because they didn't want to be included in the dump. They didn't want to be associated with the Kardashians. Others said that they didn't consent for their photo to be used on social media. There were rumors that Kim was really pissed about this and that she saw it as a snub that they wanted to be deleted from their social media. We have a new report from Radar Online that Meghan Markle wanted the photos deleted because she didn't think she looked good in them. She didn't feel like her look was up to par compared to everybody else's. I don't know what the reason is and why they wanted them deleted, but they definitely didn't want them on there. Whether or not it was because Meghan Markle didn't think she looked good or she didn't want to be associated with the Kardashians on social media. I saw some people were saying it's because it's the day of the remembrance and Meghan Markle wasn't wearing the poppy and she should have been wearing the poppy. You know, whatever it was, I have to say, I wish that Meghan Markle would have just let it be. Her and Prince Harry. I don't want to, unnecessarily give blame to just her. But I feel like she should have just let it be. I think having the Kardashians delete the photos has caused so much more of a drama situation than if the photos would have just been left up. We wouldn't even be talking about this. I feel like we would have maybe for a second been like, oh, wow, yeah, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. That was crazy. That conversation would have been over by now. Like, we would not still be talking about Meghan Markle, Prince Harry at Kris Jenner's birthday party if they did not ask for these photos to be deleted. It drew so much more attention to the situation, and I just wish they would have let it go. Okay, Jessica, our UK girly, Meghan Markle only has to do the poppy thing if they were going to a place in London. Okay, good to know. So maybe that wasn't it. If I'm being honest and sharing my opinion, I think that Betty said she's not British, she doesn't have to wear the poppy. I personally think for some reason they didn't want it cemented that they were hanging out with the Kardashians. Maybe it was that she didn't think she looked good. Maybe that's really what it was. But I kind of feel like when you go to an event like that, like, people are going to post the photo no matter what. Like, I even feel like that really in a group setting, which is why if I ever go anywhere with my friends and we take a photo and I don't like one of the photos, I make it very clear. I'm like, don't post that one. I don't like that one, don't post that one. And 9 times out of 10, my friends will, like, we all want to make sure we're all happy with the photo. But I feel like when you're at a really big event, like sometimes you just have to deal with the photos that are going to be taken. You know, like when you're with the Kardashians, like they're going to post whatever photos they want to be posted. It definitely was the Kardashians who removed the photos because it was on their accounts. And they originally posted it. So I think given the fact that they originally posted the photos, that shows they wanted them up there. And then the fact that they were deleted afterwards. And we have heard pretty consistent reporting that Meghan and Harry wanted it deleted. The reason as to why they wanted it deleted, that's been all over the map. But pretty consistently, we have heard that they wanted it deleted. You know what's so silly is, I saw Joy say, were there any other photos deleted? Those were the ones from Kris and Kim's post that we know of because we saw them publicly first and then they were removed. But it also makes no sense to me too because they were photographed going into the party, which again, they don't have control over those. But it's like, everyone knew you were there. All the paparazzi photos saw you going in. It's so silly. I don't know, but I think wanting the photos deleted, having the photos deleted caused so much of a bigger issue than if they just would have let it go. I genuinely don't think we would be talking about it at this point. Actually, I know we wouldn't be talking about it at this point. So yeah, crazy. But I kind of am like, ooh, Meghan Markle, are we really wanting to make enemies of the Kardashians? Not that they probably are. I'm sure it'll be okay. But it just, I don't know. It's very confusing to me. It's like, are we doing the LA celebrity thing or are we not doing the LA celebrity thing? You know? Which one is it? I'm going unserious. Justin treating Hailey like my fave flop queen. I know, IKDR. That is a good segue into Justin and Hailey. So, moving on from Harry and Meghan, I think at this point they should kiss and make up with the royals and live life quiet. I want them to reconcile for the family, but, you know, we'll see what happens. But as far as Justin and Hailey are concerned, new video of Justin and Hailey going viral of them arriving at the GQ Men Awards. Okay, here's what happens in the clip. The car pulls up. One of their friends gets out, runs inside. Justin gets out, runs inside. Another friend gets out, runs inside. Hailey is last. And like takes a minute, like she's trying to adjust her dress, trying to adjust her top, make sure she doesn't show anything she's not supposed to be showing. And then she goes in. So all 3 of those guys, including her husband, left her behind. She was last. Justin is getting dragged for this. People think it is rude. People think he was not being respectful. People felt like he should have, waited for her to make sure she's okay. I think it's unfortunate that this clip is coming after Hailey did her interview with GQ too, where she was asked about the scrutiny her and Justin face in their relationship. And she said something about them taking it day by day. So it's like, she made that comment in the interview, and then they had this clip of them arriving, and Justin is not, seemingly being respectful and waiting for her. I hate to say it because I know everyone's going through something, and I know Justin is so over paparazzi, and he just wanted to get inside. But I have to say, I don't think it was a good look. Like, and everyone's going to drag me for this, but look at Taylor and Travis. Like, Travis, regardless of like how crazy the paparazzi are, that man gets out, walks around, helps Taylor out of the car, makes sure she's out of the car, good to go. They walk in. He's always holding her hand. He's always making sure she's good. He's always like right there. You know, so I know Justin just wants to get inside. I know there was no like ill intention behind it. Let me make that clear. I know there was no ill intention behind it. Was he purposefully trying to be rude? Purposefully trying to be disrespectful? No. But did it come off that way? Yes. Again, if Hailey doesn't care, we shouldn't either. But as someone from the outside looking in, I do kind of feel like, you know, should have made sure I would have told my friends, like, you guys go, I'm going to make sure Hailey's good, you know? And Sierra said, LMAO, I love Hailey's flop. Beep. She's so funny. She looked good. You know, she did look good. I got to give it to her there. She looked good. I did like her dress. Jody said, yeah, but Madison, he's also not purposely trying to do better. That's also a good point. Giovanna said, as a man of the house, you set the standards for your kids. That's a really good point. Like, you want your son to wait for his wife. Ooh, I didn't think of that, Giovanna. But that's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, he should have... Again, this is just my own personal opinion. And if Hailey's good with it, you know... zip my lid, it doesn't matter. But me personally, like in that scenario, I would appreciate my husband waiting for me to get out of the car and walking in with me in that scenario. I wouldn't really appreciate my husband running out and leaving me last. And I'm like trying to adjust myself and there's cameras everywhere. Like, I would prefer that my husband wait for me. But that's just me, you know? And that is just something that I would personally expect and want. I think Juliet said, I think Hailey's oversensitized with his bad behavior. I think she accepts bare minimum. However, she was glowing. She looked so good. She looked absolutely incredible. But Juliet, your comment made me think of something that Mama Hill always told us. She would always say, be very careful what you tolerate. Because what you tolerate then becomes the standard. And if it's not the standard you want, you're setting a bad precedent. So your comment made me think of that, of like, be careful what you tolerate, because then that becomes the norm. And then how do you undo that norm? You know? So she was wearing a black dress. She looked really, really good. I was answering on Sirius. She was wearing this like black, I think it was a Gucci dress. She looked great. But moving on. Hi, Rena. I'm not saying your name right. I'm not, but hi, my love. Hello. I haven't seen you pop in a long time. Hi. You guys, it's always crazy. YouTube is always going back and forth, from how your names show up in the chat. So it's always hard for me to keep up with how they're going back and forth. Like, it's crazy. Hi, Rosa. Hello. We're hanging in there. Thank you for checking in. Okay, moving on from Justin and Hailey to Taylor and Travis. This is just a quick little Tayvis update, you guys. We have a new report from Yahoo Entertainment. The source shared that Taylor has changed her mind, reportedly, about the size of wedding that she wants. This source said that, Robert, thank you, that her and Travis are actually going to have a bigger wedding than they initially planned. The source said that Taylor went back and forth about a really small, intimate wedding or to have this bigger wedding. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for tuning in from Guatemala. And now apparently a bigger affair is in order. I was actually kind of surprised to hear this. I thought Taylor would want to keep it really, really small and intimate, but I know Travis has, you know, a lot of people he probably wants to invite. Obviously, a lot of teammates that I'm sure he wants to include. So I was wondering how they were going to kind of meet in the middle here. And it sounds like a bigger wedding than initially intended might be happening. Again, this is all alleged. This is reported. I'm trying to be really, like, I'm struggling with Taylor and Travis's wedding because obviously the, like, Tayvis girly in me, of course, wants all the tea. But then the human in me is like, oh, I want them to be able to plan this and be respectful of it. And, like, we want them to have their moment. So we're trying to find our middle ground here. And again, I feel like talking about the size of wedding is totally, totally fine. That's not like leaking details like people were with Selena Gomez. And Jody said she did say on Graham Norton that it would be big. Travis has been alluding on the podcast as of late that it's going to be big. So, you know what? Go big or go home. I am all for it. I am all for it. I think if Taylor wants a big wedding, Taylor should have a big wedding. Taylor has been waiting for this moment. She has been, you know, ready to be a bride. She just saw Selena go through it. And I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm here for whatever Taylor wants. Also, you guys, one of the spicy girls went to 1587 for the first time. She said it was amazing and it was a vibe. So, for those of you who don't know, 1587 is Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' restaurant in Kansas City. Very jealous that she got to go. I still need to get a full rundown of everything, but she did go and she did say it was a vibe. I'm laughing at Unserious. Unserious said, dislike vid and not subscriber, Jaylee Love finds you. LOL. No. No, no, no. And yes, very sad for us that the Chiefs lost. Not a great game yesterday, guys. It's not looking fab. It's not looking fab. It's not looking fab for us, but you know what? Travis Kelce is officially has the most Chiefs touchdowns, or like the most touchdowns in Chiefs history, 84. So that's incredible. That was a win. And, you know, we're just gonna hope for the best. Hope for the best that we can turn this around somehow, some miracle. We'll see. It's not looking great, but we persevere. We maintain our hope, y'all. We maintain our hope. We are keeping up with that positivity, even if it's tough. We're doing it. We are figuring it out. Yes, Jessica, his touchdown yesterday was amazing. But that is officially all of the tea I have for you guys. This was such a needed happy hour hang. Thank you for giving my brain a little break. I needed this break. I needed this catch up with y'all. The weather still very rainy, very dreary, very rainy, very dark. Hopefully it'll get a little bit better throughout this week. Very chilly. I know, I'm sorry, I'm serious. I'm sorry. But you guys know I love you all so much. I appreciate you. Exactly, Jules. We got to ignore the negative, embrace the positive. There's still so many great things happening this week. I'm still taking a work trip. It's going to be great. Going back to Texas for a little bit. So, and we're still manifesting all the good things, you guys. We still have a month and a half left of 2025. We still have great things. So things can always still find us. Still do your gratitude lists, all of that good stuff, you guys. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.